Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour of the 2023 Cadillac XT4. The XT4 is going to be Cadillac's subcompact SUV in the Cadillac lineup, and as you can see, this one here that we're taking a look at today is the luxury trim. The luxury trim is going to give you a few options that you can get with the vehicle, and this one is no different, as it does have the dual panel glass sunroof for about $1,700, the Crystal White Tintcoat exterior color for $1,225, the cold weather package for $850, as well as the driver awareness package, which does give you some safety features such as your adaptive cruise control, lane change alert with your side blind zone alert for $470. This one had an MSRP when it was brand new of just a hair over $42,000. But with that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see with your key, it's your traditional Cadillac key fob and has a nice little weight to it. You're going to have all your controls on this side, followed by the Cadillac emblem on the other side. You're going to have your lock, unlock, your remote start, your trunk release, and your panic alarm. To remote start this vehicle is make sure the vehicle is indeed locked, and push down and hold your remote start button, and the vehicle will start right up. And when you're finished, just click and hold the remote start button again, and your vehicle will shut itself off. Starting off here in the front of the vehicle, this one being the luxury trim is going to give you a nicely accented grille, as you can see, and you have the Cadillac emblem right in the middle. And what I like about this grille is that it does give you some chrome accents across the crest of the shield, the Cadillac shield here, and it does add a nice look to it. And when you pan out a little bit, it kind of reminds me almost of the bigger XT5 in a way, but it also looks very handsome and does have that premium look and feel that you would expect from a Cadillac. On top of that, you're going to have your iconic LED daytime running lights with your LED headlamps. Checking out our wheels and tires on this one, we're taking a look at a set of Goodyear Assurance Finesse tires on 18-inch wheels. These measure 235, 60 R18s all the way around. Coming over to the door, this vehicle does have a smart key access system, allowing for easy access to the exterior as well as the interior by having the key fob in your pocket and come to the door handle. Just tap this button right here and one beep will indicate unlocking, allow you to jump on inside. And when you're finished, close it up, tap the button again, and one beep will indicate that the vehicle is locked. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Crystal White Tintcoat with the light neutral leather interior. Coming over to the door panels, you can see we're going to have some hard touch molded injection plastic on top. However, we do have some softer material down here. We're going to have some white stitching coming across the door panel, as well as some more stitching coming down here. We have our aluminum door handle here, unlock and lock switches here, your power mirror controls as well as those adjustments for them, your child window lock, your power windows, and then we have a small storage cubby down here. And we also have our trunk adjustment button right here. Along with the smart key access system, the Cadillac XT4 does come standard with push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The Cadillac XT4 does come standard with a fully leather wrapped Hurricane power steering wheel with controls here on the left as well as on the right sides. The left side is going to house controls for our cruise control settings, as well as our heated steering wheel and our forward collision warning buttons. We also have our controls for our hands-free telephone and voice right here on the left side. To the right side, we're going to have our controls here specifically for our driver information center, as well as our volume adjustments here for the audio, and our seat track buttons right here. And because we have the luxury trim, we also do get paddle shifters on both the left and right sides. Coming up here, we're taking a look at our standard gauge cluster, which consists of two main gauges. To the left, we have our tachometer, and to the right, we have our speedometer. And right in the middle, we're going to have our driver information center. To the left, where the tachometer is, we have our fuel gauge, and to the right of the speedometer, we're going to have our coolant temperature. And so you can cycle through a couple different things here on this small screen via the steering wheel. And it's going to show us our fuel range, which lets us know that we are low on fuel. We also have our audio system, our compass, phone, as well as any particular options or settings, which does include our units, info page options, display, speed warnings, as well as our software information. And as you come back over to the first screen here, we have a lot of information besides your fuel information. We also have our oil life and our info page options. Coming over here, we're taking a look at Cadillac's 8-inch infotainment system, and as you can see, it's very nice. It does look pretty good, and as you can tell, it's quite simplistic and easy to use once you do play around with it for a little bit. As you can see here, we are going to go to our home page, which is going to consist of a couple different things on our screen. To the first thing we're going to notice is going to be our preset stations on the very top, followed by our sources and what's playing on the radio. You can adjust your stations right here via the seek and track functions. Your phone connectivity is going to be on this side. Your climate control is going to be on this side, in the middle. And then you have your icons down here, which consist of your home button, audio, phone, navigation, climate controls, driver profile, exterior temperature, as well as current time. We're going to actually turn down the fan speed so that way it's not too obnoxious in the video. And starting things off here, we're going to go back to our home page and go to our phone. This is where we'll be able to add a phone to the vehicle, and once you do that via the Bluetooth system, you're going to have your favorites, your keypad, recents, contacts, as well as different phones that you can add in the vehicle. You have your Wi-Fi hotspot, which is going to allow you to connect to your Wi-Fi hotspot via this information here. We do have our users, which is for our profile. We have our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We have different apps, which we'll go through in just a second, as well as our general settings. And then we come over here, we have our OnStar services, Climate, SiriusXM, My Cadillac, Cadillac Maps Plus, Amazon Alexa, as well as our Spotify. Starting off with our climate control functions here, we can adjust our temperatures on both sides for our dual zone climate controls. We do have our fan speed right here, fan positioning, and then our climate functions down here at the very bottom. We also do have our SiriusXM, which of course works in the same way as you would expect your AM and FM radio to work as well. So it's pretty nice. My Cadillac is going to be your mobile device app that you'll get on your phone. OnStar service is going to allow you to connect to a live agent just in case you have any questions, or if you're in need of any roadside assistance or that matter. You do have Cadillac Maps Plus, which is its own app inside of My Cadillac, which you can actually check that out if you want to. You have Amazon Alexa, which means, of course, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can actually use the Amazon Alexa feature in the vehicle, as well as Spotify if you want to listen to podcasts, music, and all that stuff. Coming back over here to this side, we do have, of course, our apps, which is going to list your different apps here, which is obviously it's not working at the moment, but you do have your apps in this area here, and then you have your general settings, which does include 3 distinctive categories for our system, apps, and vehicle. Starting off with our system, we have our time and date, language, phones, Wi-Fi networks, Wi-Fi hotspot. We have our privacy, device remote access, displays, sounds, as well as voice and favorites. Vehicle software portion here is going to have just preferences, software information, what it's about, and all that stuff. So let's say we want to go to our display, for example. You can adjust the mode as well as to turn the display off and back on again. Or if you want to go to sounds, you can adjust the maximum startup volume for the vehicle. Come over to our apps. As you can see here, you have your Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. You do have your standard apps here. You have your audio, your climate, your My Cadillac phone, as well as SiriusXM. And then vehicle settings here is going to be for different things you can adjust to make it your own via these different features here. And that's based on your preferences, which does include your rear seat reminder, your climate and air quality, your collision and detection systems, your comfort and convenience, your lighting. You have your remote powered door locks, your remote lock, unlock, and start, your teen driver, as well as your valet mode. Overall, it's pretty consistent and it's very comprehensive, but it does do a really good job of giving you a lot of different features in the vehicle. And I think one last thing we are going to go through and check out is the navigation system. So it's not going to work at this time. So with that being said, it's going to wrap it up here for the infotainment system tour in the 2023 Cadillac XT4 Luxury. But before we move any further, this vehicle does have a 9-speed automatic transmission. Go into reverse. You have a backup camera with no trajectory lines or anything like that, unfortunately. But wait, I think we can actually turn it on via this right here. There we go. So we have our trajectory lines, and they do adjust as you turn the wheel. And of course, the camera quality is very good. Coming below that, we have our physical home button there. And these little buttons here all deal with our climate control. So as you can see, you have your dual zone setup here to adjust the temperatures. You're going to have your fan positioning here, AC here to turn on or off, recycling, sync on or off, max AC, as well as rear climate controls right here. Coming down below that, you're going to have your heated seats for the front and front passenger, lane departure warning button here, your hazard light button here, as well as your parking sensor button right there. Below that is where you can connect a USB-C or USB port to charge your device, as it does not have wireless charging. You do have your nice bit online transmission right here. We do have some shortcut buttons right here. You can actually use this little knob right here to go through this screen here, as you can see. So it's very interactive with the infotainment system, which is very nice to see. We do have our volume knob here, C track, our audio button here, phone button here. We also have our back button and home button. So as you can see, all these different things are going to be specifically for shortcut buttons. And then over here on this side, we're going to have our traction control off switch, auto stop start, and our different driving modes, which when you click on that, you're going to have sport, snow and ice, as well as tour mode. And then come over here to our glove compartment. If it will open up, I don't know why it's not opening up, but let's see here. I think it's through the sides, actually. No, it's not through the sides. So it won't open up, but I do imagine that you actually have a good amount of room in here to put stuff in. And I believe in here is where you would probably find your wireless charging area, which would be pretty cool to see. But anyways, moving on to our seats, of course, we do have some very comfortable seats in the vehicle. This is going to be genuine leather. If you want to upgrade to more of a perforated material, you'll have to go upwards to the premium luxury, whereas the standard luxury is just going to give you standard leather. As you can see, overall, it does feel nice and it is very comfortable. And then making our way over here to our glove box, it is dampened, it is lined with felt, and you have a generous storage space inside. We also have this kind of full wood trim right here. We have some stitching come across the dashboard, some more kind of soft touch material, and then up here we have a bit of soft touch material as well, which overall is not too bad. We do have our mirror here. We do have our controls here for our garage home link, our overhead lights, our sunroof, as well as our OnStar live agent and SOS for our roadside assistance, or if you need to reach out to OnStar if you have any questions about the vehicle. We also do have our sunglass holder here. Coming over here to our visor, as you can see, we have that, we have a mirror, and we do have lighting. And then making our way over here to the left side, we do have our electronic parking brake and our gauge dimmer switches. And so with that being said, everybody, let's go ahead and continue the tour of the 2023 Cadillac XT4. Coming into the back of the Cadillac XT4, materials do fall through in this one, and they do look pretty nice. You're gonna have two seat pockets, one right here and one right there. You're gonna have your rear vents here, your heated seat functions here, your USB-C and USB ports, and then you do have a powered armrest with two cup holders. That beeping lets you know there's loss detection of the proximity key fob. Coming to the back of the Cadillac XT4, you do have standard LED taillights on this one. You have your XT4 badge here and your 352 badge here, which technically lets you know how much torque this vehicle has in Newton meters. You also have your parking sensors on this one, as well as your dual exhaust tips. It does have an automatic liftgate. And coming inside of the cargo area inside of the Cadillac XT4, it's a pretty good place to spend time if you're looking for good cargo space in a vehicle. Let's say you don't necessarily need the size of an XT5 to kind of get you around, but you need something a little bit more nimble. That's where the XT4, I think, comes in and does a pretty good job. As you can see, you're looking at right around 23 cubic feet of space. Cadillac says this has around 22.9, which is not too bad overall. However, you can pull the seats down with the levers on both sides of the back seats. And when you do that, cargo space will expand to more than double at around 49 cubic feet of space, which is not too bad for a subcompact luxury SUV like this one. And so since we're back here, we do have our carpeted mats here, our carpeted trunk line, or trunk mat, I should say. And underneath here, we do have our spare tire. And we also have LED lighting on this side and on this side. And I believe this is also a power outlet, as you can see there. And when you're done, just tap this button and one beep will close it down, as you can see there. Under the hood of the Cadillac XT4, we're taking a look at the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine. It's going to be made to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and this one is front-wheel drive. It produces 237 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Overall, pretty good numbers for a vehicle of this size, and doesn't look all that bad. All right, everybody, so back in the Cadillac XT4. It's a great place to spend time if you're looking for a subcompact luxury SUV that's going to get you from point A to point B with luxury appointments, but you don't necessarily need the size of an XT5, which is a little bit bigger than this vehicle. But overall, it does do a pretty good job of giving you features, the luxury, and overall some great appointments for a vehicle of this size, like I said. And with that being said, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this walk around and tour of the 2023 Cadillac XT4 Luxury. If you are interested in this vehicle, please let Bob Thomas Ford Pre-Owned know that you saw this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.